When people hear that I'm a paper artist, naturally they get very curious.
Paper art is really just anything that is fundamentally made out of paper, so like sculptures that are made from paper or images that's made from paper.
People do not realize how paper can be used to create things. And when they see the possibilities, of course it excites them.
My art involves a lot of creating playful and whimsical sculptures or dioramas. My name is Cheryl and I create 3D sculptures, tactile illustrations and mainly handcrafted design. My job scope mainly entails me getting involved in creating set designs using paper for things like commercial projects and advertising projects. I started doing this professionally around 6 to 7 years ago. I would say everything snowballed when I started creating paper artworks in university. During my time studying photography, I realized I was very drawn to creating dioramas or miniature worlds. I really enjoy playing with color. I really enjoy being able to tell a narrative through my work. At this point, I'm also exploring ways in which I can allow the paper objects and forms to move. I enjoy observing my surroundings and the environment that I live in. I also enjoy taking something that is very ordinary or mundane in our day-to-day lives and then kind of putting my own spin to it. Even though it's miniature, it's almost like I'm allowing you to kind of put a magnifying glass over the scenes or the objects and taking, a closer look to them.
I'm sort of looking for atmosphere in the work, a kind of like slowness or peacefulness. I'm actually Yo, so I'm an artist working in Singapore and I mostly work with paper and drawing. I went to art college. I was with the fine art and I specialized in oil painting. It allowed me to explore a lot of other materials and from there, that's how I sort of started working with paper and then it sort of slowly developed into paper cutting and what I'm doing now. I particularly like working with patterns and simpler colors or more natural colors. I start by sketching out the various forms that I have in mind or various ideas that I have in mind. Just want to focus on. And then from there, I try to break down the shape and see how I can sort of start designing it. I do look at a lot of like flowers for patterns, for inspiration from there and sort of also a bit influence and taking reference from like Japanese patterns or Arabic patterns. For me, it's a kind of, through the works, to offer kind of vulnerability to the audience, for something so fragile to exist or something so small to exist in a big space and for them to see that sort of, energy radiating from the work.
Since young, I have been drawing and sketching lots of Tang Dynasty-inspired costumes, headdresses. Then I thought, as opposed to just sketching them and drawing them, how about I flesh them out in reality? I'm Chin Kai, I'm an art director. I do photography and set design. I'm also the creator of the Paper Empress. I created a monarch. She was envisioned to be a sassy, wayward monarch who reigns in a paper kingdom. It is heavily influenced by the ancient Tang Dynasty culture of China. That is just the doll body and the head. Everything else is made of paper. The premise of the Paper Empress essentially is driven by her stories on a digital platform. And to make it relevant for modern people, I created the kingdom parallel to the current world. They are set against an ancient China setting, but everything that they do is current. Usually I plan by a certain development of the ongoing story, almost like a long-form drama serial, or if not, then by festivities, so by the calendar. When I first put on a new gown over her, that paper would definitely not have any wrinkles and creases. But as I move her limbs about, invariably the creases would stay. But that also forms the character of the entire art as paper. Over time, I've come to appreciate that since the medium is paper, the fragility of paper, the preciousness of the medium itself, is also the message. is also the persona of paper as what it is.